Hi guys, Dr. Nick Jensen here from Divine Elements Naturopathic Family Wellness. I'm your hormone and detox doctor. And why we do this to share as much as we can to educate the public and for all of you wonderful people to share that with your people so we can create a healthier world. And today I'm sitting in Revita again here where there may be some people coming in and out, so bear in mind. And we're going to talk about the different kinds of detoxes. So I showed you my test last week, or I guess it was last week, and you got to see just how a naturopathic doctor doing all the right things can still have toxicity. And the toxicity didn't just start yesterday, it didn't start last month, it's been there since I was born. And I put my mom on the spot a little bit, and yes, you are partly to blame, I love you anyways, and that's still okay. It's going to happen no matter what. So there's many different kinds of detoxes, and even here in our dispensary we carry a variety of different ones. Actually, the top shelf up there's a 10-day detox. These are all great tools to utilize to get clean. Now, a nice little 10-day detox is fantastic for when people just need to change. You know, we're eating a lot of sugar in our diet. We're eating too often in our day. And we just need to shake things up. That's what a 10 little 10-day detox can do. But to clear out that deeper toxicity that's stuck in the brain, stuck in the fat tissue, stuck in the organ and glands like the thyroid or what have you, this requires a much deeper approach. And so what we do in our clinic is walk people through nutritional changes, lifestyle changes, through heavy metal detox and testing, and to get to the root underlying toxic load that each of us individually is experiencing. As I said last time, it's not just about exposure, it's about much more than that. It's what does your body do with that exposure? That's what's so important. And actually sitting beside me today, I've got one of our favorite docs here who works with complex pediatrics in the realm of ADHD, autism, etc. These can be really complicated cases. And lo and behold, these young children that she does work with actually experience a high level of toxicity. And so my question to Dr. Natalie Rohr is, one, why are kids so toxic these days? And two, what's her approach? And three, is this a short-term process? So I'm going to send it over to Dr. Natalie here. And
do you see me?
There she is. Hi, Dr. Natalie.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Dr. Nick. So, yeah, why are we seeing a lot of toxicity in our kids nowadays? And working with complex pediatrics, it's really interesting because that is really the foundation of what I see the most. Because, parents will come in and say, well, I ate that stuff when I was a kid. Why is that a problem? Well, so what happens is these toxins that we're exposed to in our environment bioaccumulate. So that means it's being passed down through the generation. So it's not necessarily a genetic something, there are genetic predispositions, absolutely, but it's not necessarily like it's a genetic condition and this is what happens. It's that your genes and how they are affected and how they express themselves, that's being affected by exposures to toxin, and then those toxins are accumulating in fat cells, in bone tissue, in all the stuff that we're passing down to our kids. So throughout generations. So it could be even an exposure that was from your mother, from your grandmother, maybe even your great grandmother. We don't even know how far back it goes. So why? How do I detox kids? It's usually my policy is really like to go low and slow because their brains are still developing, because they're still really going to be affected by whatever we kick up in the system. And the stuff, when I say kick up, it's because the body's meant to adapt, right? So the body is meant to protect itself, and it creates these what we see maybe as imbalances to try and adapt to this toxic exposure that's low grade, that's constantly there. And so it'll hide these toxins away, tuck it away in fat tissues, maybe in bone cells and whatever tissues you might see it in, even in the gut. So what I look to do is just going low and slow and making sure that when we are introducing stuff, like especially in autism spectrum, ADHD, or any other complex pediatric condition, typically these kids' systems are really sensitive. And so we have to go really slowly to make sure we know that if they're reacting to something, we know what it is that they're reacting to, doing one thing at a time, and just making sure that those main detox pathways, like the gut, is working well. Because if that's not working well, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what supplements you take or whatever really great, phenomenal things you take. You can cause a detox reaction. So, yeah, and why is it hard to detox them? Well, it's probably because we're seeing these symptoms after generations of them bioaccumulating. So the toxicity is deeper. I think it's deeper now than it ever has been. So it's really it's unparalleled, really, and so it's really important. It's awesome. super important now to be detoxing constantly. Not just, for adults, it's like, oh, maybe I do it once or twice a year, but I'm all for the detoxing all the time, as well as eliminating toxic exposures in your daily life. So detoxing your environment. What mattress are you sleeping on? You're breathing in, usually, mattresses are doused in flame retardants. And this has been since like the 60s. So we spend the majority of our lives in bed. We're breathing those things in. Building materials in our houses, carpeting, couches, all of these things, we need to detox our environments in our homes, right? And that's huge for kids, especially, because who are the ones on the ground breathing in whatever's off-gassing off the rugs? It's our babies, and they're the most susceptible. So anyway, it's really a whole picture kind of thing, and we really need to all be educating ourselves constantly, not to the point where we stress out too much about it, but a healthy amount to make sure we address it.
It's amazing. So basically what you're saying is this can't get cleared out in 10 days.
No, exactly. Yeah, 10 days might not do it.
Right.
And really, when I'm starting a detox protocol with a child, I'm educating the parents on what to watch for. So you could see, and you likely will see, some sort of detox reaction. I've had kids where we're doing the gentlest detox possible. We think that their gut is working well, and still they break out in a whole body rash. But the difference is that the symptoms will plateau and then start to dissipate after a week or two. And then suddenly, as if it were unrelated, they're suddenly sleeping better, or they're more focused, or they're more calm. They don't have as much anxiety. They're able to sit still. So these are huge things that can be effective.
Yeah, and not everyone knows the impact of living with children with complex issues that arise. And can you speak to just maybe some of the more miraculous things that you've seen shift in someone? And maybe it's just as simple as a mood change, but this is profound for a family, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen seizures decrease in frequency and in severity, and seizures are really like there's an interruption in the brain's activity, and probably there's a disruption to the oxygen flowing to different parts of the brain. And so I've seen that's been some of the miraculous stuff I've seen, where we're supplementing with, let's say, one simple mineral in high enough doses, and the seizures are not gone completely, but they're manageable, whereas they weren't before. Sleep is a huge issue. Language development is massive. So those are usually what I see. Focus and language are the two things that I see increase dramatically when we're doing the right things.
Wow.
And all the, the calming the system, the nervous system, the good sleep, those are sort of secondary, but the parents are like, oh my gosh, our child got back their 100 words that they lost when they regressed. Wow. And now they're doing so well, and they're doing really well in preschool, and they're doing all of the other therapies, like maybe it's ABA, maybe it's occupational therapies, maybe speech and language. So those are some of the things that I've seen, and it's amazing what you can do when you open up those detox pathways for a child, so that their body can actually just tap back into that innate healing ability cellularly, and to see that is really rewarding.
No kidding.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And you know what? I put Dr. Natalie on the spot here today, and I just kind of told her last minute I was gonna pull her for some questions. She was working. So thank you so much, Natalie.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Awesome.
And I hope that I'm sure that whoever's listening is gained a huge amount of value from listening to you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. You
great.
can go back to work.
Thanks.
All right. Wasn't that fantastic, everyone? This is the reality. You can't just fix someone or get clean and get all this stuff out in 10 days. Can you make some significant changes in a short period of time? Of course. But this is something that happened before birth, and it's something that's going to continue to happen. So we need to find a way and strategy to keep at this and to keep making those lifestyle changes that are going to improve your quality of life. They're going to clear those symptoms that are lingering, and to the point where it's literally transforming, such as the cases complex pediatrics, like ADHD and autism, where we're seeing massive transformations in people. So if you've got toxicity, if it's getting into your brain and it's creating this symptomology of neurotoxicity affecting your hormonal system, affecting the way you relate to your world, increasing anxiety, depression, whatever that may be for you, there's a lot to be said about these toxins, how they got there, and why your body isn't dealing with them as it should. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you got some good value out of this. And again, please share and comment. We're happy to answer any questions that anyone may have, and look forward to seeing you on the next one as we'll be continuing on the Detox series. Take care.